Sami Zayn is out. Pretty strong reaction. This was not a Montreal crowd, but it was still, they were lively here for Sami Zayn at the beginning, and he was very thankful. He had a lot of gratitude. He was not feeling strange in this promo. He says he feels guilty that he let people down at Elimination Chamber, but the story is never over. But we are entering the final chapter, which would suggest that the story does have an ending, right? If you're entering the final chapter.
You're saying, does it suggest that it will have an ending?
Yeah, he says the story is never over, but we are entering the final chapter.
Right. Maybe it's a long chapter.
Is this like Return of the King?
I guess I've never read those books.
Okay. He needs to talk to someone, so he calls out Kevin Owens, and Owens comes down, and Zayn thanks him and apologizes, and he knows how messy it's gotten. He wants Reigns and the bloodline to come crumbling down. Neither of us could do it on our own, but we could do it together. Owens says, I came out Saturday for my family because they were there seated in the front row, which I can confirm I could see them in the front row. And they were there to watch because at the Royal Rumble, they were at home watching me get beaten while you just stood there. So I saved your family that trauma by saving you. And I'm going to keep fighting alone. And if you want a partner, go ask your buddy Jay about taking the bloodline down. And Kevin takes off.
Yeah. Needless to say, I think I was one of many people who left Saturday pretty dejected. I didn't even think that they would have Sami Zayn on the show. And I think it was really good that they did. Number one, because it's the final Canadian stop on this tour. And he's got all this like goodwill as like a Canadian hero at this point. And also because I think it helped Cody. Like not having Zayn on the show, I think would have maybe built even more resentment towards Cody. As of tonight, like there seemed to be none. And I think that's because they gave the crowd a satisfying Sami Zayn segment. Beyond that, I really love the fact that they haven't automatically made the match simply like the match being Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos. I'm glad that they didn't automatically make that match simply because they were all baby faces now. This guy's a good guy now, so of course he's going to be on the other guy's side. Real life doesn't work that way. The enemy of my enemy is still my enemy in many cases. So I think they're choosing to tell this story instead. I mean, yes, there's disappointment that Sami Zayn isn't in the main story heading towards WrestleMania, but if the consolation is a compelling side quest that's full of its own intricate storytelling in this Sami Zayn Kevin Owens dynamic, I'm all in. Andor isn't a main franchise film, but it's miles better than any of the new trilogy. I know you get that reference, John. So
nailed it.
So I saw we discussed whether or not not doing the hug on Saturday was the right call. I think we understand why now because they want to tell that story and they want to delay it before finally giving it to us.
I do get that. I think it just would have mitigated a bit of the audience. But that said, part of the reason you're looking at these numbers, and this has been like this story that you want to see what's next each week. And now, they're not just pairing them together. And now we've got 6 weeks of, we know what the match is. It's this build up to, they're building up to that hug. And maybe they can tell this over 4 weeks before you lock things in and you get there.
More importantly, I think people wanted to be assured that Sami Zayn was still going to be a focused character on these shows, that was still going to receive airtime. He wasn't just going to be put into some sort of role that feels insignificant. And I think tonight told you that he wasn't.
As Zayn was leaving on his own, he gets jumped by Baron Corbin, and after the break, he's cutting a promo while security, including longtime Ontario-based independent wrestler Rip Impact, appearing on Raw. Yeah,
that's
Rip
amazing.
Impact was here, yes.
I didn't realize. That's awesome.
Yes, playing security here, tending to Sami Zayn, and Corbin just insulted Canada, and to the point that Pierce just steps aside and lets Sami Zayn at him. So Zayn attacks, and we get an impromptu match here where Zayn worked in his jeans as Corbin ripped off his shirt, and dude, this guy's got marks all over his back. He had this nasty cut down his chest at Elimination Chamber that looks like that's going to leave a mark. That's going to be a long
What
one.
was the spot? I mean,
I don't know how he got it. Like, it looked like someone just whipped him on the front of his chest, because it was like Brock Lesnar's tattoo across his chest.
Yeah. All right.
Didn't look fun. Like, that's going to sting for months.
If you're going to get a scar from any match, I suppose like that match was the one to get one from.
You want to be able to give that story rather than, I was it was a makeshift ring at a bowling alley, and I stumbled out of the ring.
Yeah.
Haluva kick gets stopped by a clothesline. He tried several Haluva kicks, and Corbin stopped him. Kicks out of a deep six, and then after a clothesline in the corner, Zayn fires out of the corner, hits the Haluva kick, and wins in 9:02.
James Robinson says the DDT attempt to the floor through the corner turnbuckle, so that like that threaded DDT, that would make sense. Where
That's right, where he went for and got caught with the uppercut.
Wow, ouch. Yeah. Baron Corbin, last week he did this for Cody Rhodes. I mean, it seems like facing guys in streetwear seems to be his thing now, these past 2 weeks. And
what a gimmick.
Yeah, I guess so. Because we lived through so many years where it's people like Ricochet that would be in this role of like losing, to the people that are actually supposed to be in these stories. I'm not really complaining at all that we're getting Baron Corbin in this role instead. It was a rehab win for Zayn. And it tells you to me that they are still serious about pushing him.